Once upon a time, in a sunny green meadow, there lived a handsome young man with bright blue eyes and a big smile. He had a kind heart and loved exploring the world around him. One bright morning, he met a cheerful little squirrel with a fluffy tail. The squirrel was curious and full of energy, just like the young man. They decided to go on a gentle adventure together, looking for the most beautiful flowers in the meadow. First, they hopped over a little stream, splashing in the cool water and giggling softly. The squirrel shook its tail and said, "Look at all these pretty flowers by the water. Should we pick some to make a flower crown, or keep exploring to find even bigger flowers on the other side of the meadow?" The young man smiled and said, "Let's explore more." So they climbed the small hill where the wind felt soft and the sun shone bright. Up there, they found a field of yellow daisies that danced in the breeze. The squirrel picked a daisy and placed it on the young man's head, saying, "You're a flower king now." Then the squirrel spotted a shiny blue butterfly fluttering by. "Let's follow it," said the squirrel. The butterfly led them to a shady tree where birds were singing happy songs. The young man and the squirrel sat down to rest, listening to the music and sharing some juicy berries they found on a bush. As the sun got lower, the butterfly flew away, but they found a cozy spot under the tree with soft grass. They lay down, watching the clouds turn pink and orange. The squirrel curled up close, and the young man felt so peaceful. "What a wonderful day," he whispered. "Should we watch the stars come out, or dream of more adventures tomorrow?" The squirrel yawned and said, "Let's watch the stars." So they stayed there as the sky turned dark and twinkly, feeling happy and sleepy together. And that's how the handsome young man and his fluffy friend found the perfect end to their gentle day. Sweet dreams. Once upon a time, high up in the twinkly night sky, there was a little star with a soft, golden glow and a big smile. The little star had a kind heart and loved exploring the big, dark sky. One quiet night, the little star met a fluffy white cloud who was gentle and full of soft hugs. The cloud was curious and loved floating around, just like the little star. They decided to go on a gentle adventure together, looking for the most beautiful twinkling lights in the sky. First, they floated slowly past a bright moon, waving hello to the moon with its friendly face. The fluffy cloud said softly, "Look at all these pretty twinkly stars around us. Should we float to that big shiny one to say hello, or keep drifting to find even softer clouds to play with?" The little star smiled and said, "Let's keep drifting." So they floated gently through the soft night air, where the wind felt like a warm blanket. Up there, they found a group of happy stars that twinkled and danced together. The fluffy cloud gave the little star a soft hug, saying, "You're a sky king now." Then, the fluffy cloud spotted a gentle blue comet gliding by. "Let's follow it," said the cloud. The comet led them to a peaceful corner of the sky, where soft winds sang happy lullabies. The little star and the fluffy cloud settled down to rest, listening to the music and sharing some sweet moon dust they found on a passing comet. As the night grew quieter, the comet glided away, but they found a cozy spot in the sky with soft cloud pillows. They snuggled close, watching the sky turn deep blue and sparkly. The fluffy cloud curled up beside the little star, who felt so peaceful. "What a wonderful night," whispered the little star. "Should we watch the dawn come, or dream of more sky adventures tomorrow?" The fluffy cloud yawned softly and said, "Let's watch the dawn." So they stayed there as the sky turned pink and golden, feeling happy and sleepy together. And that's how the little star and its fluffy friend found the perfect end to their gentle night adventure. Sweet dreams. Once upon a time, in a land far away, there was a quiet forest that never changed. The trees were so tall, their tops disappeared into soft white clouds. Under those trees lived a little fox named River. River had fur the color of autumn leaves, and every night he would walk the same path through the woods, looking for a place to sleep. One evening, River found a hidden clearing no one had ever seen before. In the middle of that clearing was the softest bed of moss you could imagine, glowing gently with moonlight. He curled up there, and as soon as his head touched the moss, he felt his whole body sink deeper and deeper into the most peaceful sleep. The trees around him began to sway very slowly, like they were rocking him. Their leaves made a sound like a mother whispering, "Shh, rest now." Tiny fireflies floated down and circled above him, giving off the faintest warm light. And that's where the story begins. But I'm going to keep going, nice and slow, so you can drift off while you listen. River's eyes grew heavy, his breathing slowed, and the whole forest seemed to breathe with him, in and out, in and out. The moss under him felt warmer, softer, like it was hugging him. Every muscle in his body let go, one by one. First his paws, then his legs, then his back, then his little fox heart slowed down until it was calm and steady. High above, the clouds began to drift across the moon, turning the light on and off like a gentle nightlight. River's ears twitched once, twice, then stopped moving completely, and still the trees kept whispering, "Sleep, sleep, sleep. You're safe here, nothing to worry about. Just listening to my voice, letting everything else fade away, your body getting heavier, your mind getting quieter. Just like River, I'm going to keep telling this story for a long time. You don't have to stay awake for all of it. Whenever you're ready, you can just let go and fall asleep. I'll still be here, talking softly." The fireflies kept dancing, the moss kept glowing, and River finally closed his eyes completely, drifting into the deepest, sweetest dream. Once upon a time, after a gentle rain, a happy rainbow with bright, colorful stripes appeared in the sky. The happy rainbow had a kind heart and loved spreading joy to everyone below. One peaceful afternoon, the happy rainbow met a cheerful little bird with soft feathers and a sweet song. The cheerful little bird was friendly and loved flying under the rainbow. They decided to go on a gentle adventure together, looking for the most beautiful colors in the sky. First, they flew to a sunny meadow where the grass sparkled with raindrops. The cheerful little bird said softly, "Look at how pretty the colors shine. Should we stay here to watch the rainbow, or fly higher to see even more colors in the sky?" The happy rainbow smiled and said, "Let's fly higher." So they moved gently through the soft clouds, where the sun felt warm and the air was fresh. Up ahead, they found a group of fluffy clouds that danced in the breeze. The cheerful little bird sang happily and said, "You're a sky king now." Then the cheerful little bird spotted a soft breeze carrying flower petals. "Let's follow it," said the bird. The breeze led them to a quiet hill where flowers bloomed bright. The happy rainbow and the cheerful little bird settled down to rest, listening to the music and sharing some sweet raindrops they found on the petals. As the sky grew brighter, the breeze went away, but they stayed cozy on the hill. They snuggled close, watching the clouds turn pink and orange. The cheerful little bird sat quietly beside the rainbow, who felt so peaceful. "What a wonderful day," whispered the rainbow. "Should we watch the stars come out, or dream of more sky adventures tomorrow?" The cheerful little bird yawned gently and said, "Let's watch the stars." So they stayed there as the sky turned dark and twinkly, feeling happy and sleepy together. And that's how the happy rainbow and its cheerful friend found the perfect end to their gentle day. Sweet dreams. Once upon a time, in a quiet green forest, there stood a cozy little house with warm wooden walls and a friendly door that always smiled. The cozy little house had a kind heart and loved sharing gentle stories with the animals who visited. One peaceful evening, the cozy little house met a gentle bunny with soft white fur and bright, curious eyes. The gentle bunny was friendly and loved listening to stories by the warm fireplace. They decided to have a quiet storytelling time together, sharing tales about the forest. First, the cozy little house told a soft story about a happy butterfly who danced in the sunlight. The gentle bunny listened with big eyes and said, "That was so nice. Should we hear another story about a twinkling star, or about a peaceful river that flows through the trees?" The cozy little house smiled warmly and said, "Let's hear about the peaceful river." So they sat together by the window, where the soft moonlight came in. The house told a gentle tale about a wise old tree that shared secrets with the wind. The bunny snuggled closer and said, "You're a story king now." Then the gentle bunny spotted a friendly owl flying by the window. "Let's invite the owl to listen too," said the bunny. The owl joined them by the fireplace, where they all shared stories and some sweet berries. The cozy little house, the gentle bunny, and the friendly owl settled down to enjoy the quiet night, listening to the soft sounds of the forest and feeling happy together. As the night grew deeper, the fire glowed softly, but they stayed cozy inside. They snuggled close, watching the stars twinkle outside. The gentle bunny yawned and whispered, "What a wonderful evening. Should we hear one more story about the moon, or dream about new stories for tomorrow?" The friendly owl hooted softly and said, "Let's dream about new stories." So they stayed there as the sky turned dark and peaceful, feeling warm and sleepy together. And that's how the cozy little house, the gentle bunny, and the friendly owl found the perfect end to their quiet storytelling night. Sweet dreams. Once upon a time, in a peaceful green meadow, there grew a magical flower with sparkly purple petals and a bright, happy smile in its center. The magical flower had a kind heart and loved sharing its sparkly magic with friends. One sunny morning, the magical flower met a gentle little bee with fuzzy yellow stripes. The bee was friendly and loved buzzing softly around the flowers. They decided to go on a gentle adventure together, looking for the most beautiful places in the meadow. First, they went to a little stream where the water sparkled like diamonds in the sun. The little bee said softly, "Look at how pretty the water shines. Should we stay here to watch the sparkles, or keep going to find even more magical spots?" The magical flower smiled and said, "Let's keep going." So they moved through the soft grass, where the sun felt warm and the wind was gentle. Up ahead, they found a sunny hill covered in dancing daisies. The little bee buzzed happily and said, "You're a meadow king now." Then the little bee spotted a soft breeze carrying flower petals. "Let's follow it," said the bee. The breeze led them to a shady tree where birds sang happy songs. The magical flower and the little bee settled down to rest, listening to the music and sharing some sweet nectar they found on a nearby bush. As the sun got lower, the breeze went away, but they found a cozy spot under the tree with soft grass. They snuggled close, watching the clouds turn pink and orange. The little bee buzzed softly beside the flower, who felt so peaceful. "What a wonderful day," whispered the flower. "Should we watch the stars come out, or dream of more meadow adventures tomorrow?" The little bee yawned gently and said, "Let's watch the stars." So they stayed there as the sky turned dark and twinkly, feeling happy and sleepy together. And that's how the magical flower and its fuzzy friend found the perfect end to their gentle day. Sweet dreams. Once upon a time, in a peaceful green forest, there lived a happy little fox with soft orange fur and a big bushy tail. The happy little fox had a kind heart and loved exploring the quiet woods every day. One sunny morning, the happy little fox woke up slowly, stretched its legs, and walked out of its cozy den. As it wandered through the trees, it met a gentle deer with big brown eyes and soft brown fur. The gentle deer was friendly and loved walking slowly through the forest with the fox. They decided to go on a gentle adventure together, looking for the most peaceful spots in the forest. First, they walked slowly to a sunny meadow where the grass was soft and the flowers smelled sweet. They stopped there for a while, feeling the warm sun on their fur and listening to the birds singing. The gentle deer said softly, "Look at how pretty the flowers are. Should we stay here to rest in the sun, or keep walking to find even quieter places deeper in the forest?" The happy little fox smiled and said, "Let's keep walking." So they moved slowly through the tall trees, where the air felt cool and the ground was covered with soft moss. They took their time, stopping to smell the flowers and watching butterflies flutter by. Up ahead, they found a hidden grove filled with tall ferns and colorful butterflies. The gentle deer walked happily and said, "You're a forest king now." Then the gentle deer spotted a soft stream sparkling nearby. "Let's follow it," said the deer. They followed the stream for a long time, listening to the gentle sound of the water. The stream led them to a calm clearing where birds sang gentle songs. The happy little fox and the gentle deer settled down to rest, listening to the music and sharing some fresh berries they found by the stream. As the sun got lower, the stream flowed on, but they found a cozy spot in the clearing with soft grass. They snuggled close, watching the clouds turn pink and orange. The gentle deer sat quietly beside the fox, who felt so peaceful. "What a wonderful day," whispered the fox. "Should we watch the stars come out, or dream of more forest adventures tomorrow?" The gentle deer yawned gently and said, "Let's watch the stars." So they stayed there, as the sky turned dark and twinkly, feeling happy and sleepy together. And that's how the happy little fox and its gentle friend found the perfect end to their quiet day. Sweet dreams. Once upon a time, in a peaceful village nestled between two green hills, there lived a little rabbit named Benny. Benny had soft white fur and floppy ears that bounced as he hopped around. He loved playing in the meadow with his friends, but his favorite thing to do was to sit by the sparkling river and watch the clouds drift across the sky. One day, Benny decided to explore beyond the village. He hopped along a winding path through a forest of tall trees, where the sunlight filtered through the leaves like golden rain. Along the way, he met a cheerful squirrel named Sammy, who had a bushy tail and loved collecting shiny acorns. Sammy joined Benny on his adventure, and together they hopped deeper into the forest. They soon reached a beautiful meadow filled with colorful flowers that swayed in the gentle breeze. In the center of the meadow was a big, fluffy cloud that had come down to rest. The cloud was soft and warm, and Benny and Sammy decided to take a nap on it. As they lay there, the cloud gently lifted them up into the sky, where they could see the whole village below, looking like a tiny toy town. Up in the sky, they met a kind bird named Bella, who had bright blue feathers and loved singing happy songs. Bella told them stories about the stars and the moon and how they watched over the world at night. Benny and Sammy listened quietly, feeling safe and peaceful as they floated on the cloud. When the sun began to set, the cloud gently carried them back down to the meadow. Benny and Sammy said goodbye to Bella and hopped back to the village, where they told their friends about their wonderful adventure. That night, Benny snuggled into his cozy bed, thinking about the soft cloud and the beautiful sky, and fell into a deep, happy sleep. And from that day on, Benny knew that no matter where he went, there would always be friends and adventures waiting for him, and he would always have a peaceful place to rest at the end of the day. The end. Once upon a time, there was a gentle horse named Sunny. Sunny had a shiny brown coat and a long, flowing mane. He lived on a big green farm with lots of open fields where he could run and play. Every morning, Sunny would wake up and trot around the farm, feeling the soft grass under his hooves. He loved to visit his friends, a friendly cow named Daisy, a playful dog named Max, and a wise old owl who lived in a tall tree nearby. One sunny day, Sunny decided to explore the forest beyond the farm. He trotted along a quiet path lined with tall trees and colorful flowers. As he walked, he met a little bunny hopping through the grass. The bunny said, "Hello, Sunny. Where are you going?" Sunny replied, "I'm exploring the forest today." Together, they walked deeper into the woods. They saw beautiful butterflies fluttering around and heard birds singing happy songs. Suddenly, they came to a sparkling river. The water was clear and cool. Sunny took a drink and the bunny splashed in the shallow water, giggling with joy. After their adventure, Sunny and the bunny returned to the farm just as the sun was setting. Sunny felt tired but happy. He lay down in his cozy stable, feeling the soft hay beneath him. The stars twinkled above, and the gentle night breeze whispered a lullaby. Sunny closed his eyes and drifted off to sleep, dreaming of more adventures with his friends. And from that day on, Sunny knew that every day could be filled with fun and friendship, and every night was a time for peaceful rest. The end. Once upon a time, there was a gentle deer named Willow. Willow had a soft brown coat and big, bright eyes. She lived in a peaceful forest filled with tall trees and sparkling streams. Every morning, Willow would walk through the forest, feeling the soft grass under her hooves. She loved visiting her friends, a happy rabbit named Hopper, a cheerful squirrel named Nutty, and a wise old owl who lived in a big oak tree. One bright morning, Willow decided to explore the meadow beyond the forest. She walked along a quiet path lined with colorful flowers. As she walked, she met a little fox named Rusty. The fox said, "Hello, Willow. Where are you going?" Willow replied, "I'm exploring the meadow today." Together, they walked into the meadow. They saw butterflies dancing in the air and heard birds singing happy songs. Suddenly, they came to a quiet pond. The water was cool and clear. Willow took a drink, and Rusty splashed in the shallow water, giggling with joy. After their adventure, Willow and Rusty returned to the forest just as the sun was setting. Willow felt tired but happy. She lay down on a bed of soft moss, feeling the gentle breeze around her. The stars twinkled above, and the night sky whispered a lullaby. Willow closed her eyes and drifted off to sleep, dreaming of more adventures with her friends. And from that day on, Willow knew that every day could be filled with fun and friendship, and every night was a time for peaceful rest. The end.